is it worth the financial burden to move closer to family?
No.
And I can give more context.
No.
Okay.
And I can I can tell by your call. You don't want to. Why don't you want to? Forget the money part. You don't want to live by them. I can tell by how you ask that question.
I feel like there's so much that goes into it, but basically, my husband and I have been married for a couple of years, and we want to start a family soon. And we like the area that we're in now, but my family is hundreds of miles away in a higher cost of living area that we don't necessarily like as much. But we would have so much more help with kids, and so it's just a lot because I don't know if it's better for me to sacrifice my own time so I would have to work more so I could afford it. But I also just hear constantly how difficult it is. And so it's just been going on in my mind. And my husband has the same thoughts of not knowing what's best for our family.
Okay. You've made this about money, but I don't think it is.
Yeah, I think it goes beyond that.
Yeah. Tell me about the great beyond.
I don't know. I think I love the area that I'm in again, but
Tell me about your family. You don't want us to talk about it. It's so great. Tell me about your family.
My family's awesome. Like, yes, they're definitely not perfect, but I don't think there's these fundamental big issues that would prevent me from being around them.
So
but
if you could pick them up and drop them in your current neighborhood, would you do that?
Yes, 100%.
Okay. All right. That's helpful.
Yeah. Like, I have no family, like, trauma or anything from my childhood that I can remember that would prevent me from moving.
Okay.
But I also feel like it's important for my husband and I to kind of have our own thing away from them and to grow without them, but also feeling on the other side that it's going to be way too difficult and it ruins marriages, having kids, and all these things.
It's not having kids that ruins marriages. It's a lack of intentionality, and honestly, loneliness is tough. So tell me about your friends in where you live right now.
Yeah, so we've been here for a couple of years, and I would say we've made a ton of effort to make really great friends, and we do have a good community down here.
Do you have a community? So here's the thing I saw in real time. I've heard about this, but I saw it, and it was amazing. When my wife got pregnant with Hank, she texted 3 of her friends, 3 amazing women, and said who already had kids. And she said, I'm going to text y'all at 2 a.m., 8 a.m., whenever. Y'all are like my help me outs. Y'all are my come overs anytimes. And I'm telling you what, they were amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And like, they would show up, they would take the kid, they would do all, like, it was about intentionality.
Yeah.
And so I got to see that ringside that was pretty amazing. It was less so when Josephine came around because there weren't all those, like, how do we do this questions, or is this rash normal kind of questions? And it was more challenging because I think it was less about the question answering and more about, you've heard me say this a million times, like, the idea that a woman's supposed to come home from the hospital and just sit at her house for 2 months or 4 months or 6 months or forever if she chooses to stay at home all alone by herself is insane, right? And not sleep and not eat and not have human contact. Like, that's madness. We just made that up here in this culture, and it's insane. And so finding people intentionally that you're going to be around, I think it just comes down to intentionality and you choosing to go be weird.
Okay. Yeah, because I feel like I've heard from you a couple of times, like, a woman shouldn't be alone with a crying baby. And to me, I'm like, oh, well, I don't have my family here to help me, but it doesn't have to be family. Like,
That's
it could be other people. But I think it's hard for me to ask for help. And
that's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah. It's like my family's the group of people where I don't care what I'm asking them because I know, like, I would do anything for them, but I also would do anything for my friends here too.
Okay.
So I just need to get past that.
Well, I love, are you pregnant now?
No.
Okay. I would love, when you find out that you're pregnant, I would love for you to take out a group of 3 to 5 or 6 women. You pay for coffee or you pay for brunch and just announce it. And then, I don't know, I don't want to be cheesy, but like hand them each a handwritten card or something.
Okay.
It's like, from this moment forward, you're my ride or die. You can opt out, but I'm going to lean on you. Y'all are my family here in North Carolina.
Yeah.
And every Tuesday we're getting together. Every Thursday afternoon we're getting together. And I'm going to text you at 2 a.m., at 4 p.m., at 1 a.m. Like, I'm going to need you guys. And I'll always be there for y'all. Are y'all in? Are we all in? And if you do that with 5 people, 4 of them will say yes, 1 of them will say no. Or actually, they'll all say yes because peer pressure, and then 1 of them just won't respond to your text. But
Yeah,
that will be about them, not you. And that's okay. They get to do that because their life might be bonkers. Who knows? But yes, you're going to have to choose to ask for help and support and relationships and friends. And then I would love for you and your husband to practice on the front end to begin to like build together a way, like once a week, every Sunday night we get together and we talk about our calendar, we talk about our budget, and we ask each other like 2 or 3, like, how are we doing? How are we doing? In fact, hang on the line. I'm going to send you a copy. I'm going to send you Questions for Humans Intimacy deck and Questions for Humans 3, the brand new couples deck. I want you just to keep those. Go through a couple of them every Sunday night. Right now, even when you don't have kids, when you're not pregnant, you get in the rhythm of this is how we come back to the table, and we come back to the table, and we come back to the table. It's just a part of our life. And so that when you have kids, your first baby, and you go through pregnancy, there's going to be things that you don't even think to tell him or that you're just experiencing, and you don't realize he's not experiencing them either, or vice versa. And it's just the rhythm of y'all talking is going to already be there. The rhythm of you going up through the week is going to be there. The rhythm of you guys being honest with each other is going to be there. And man, that's the part that blows up marriages. The marriages I see that get even like deeper and more connected are those that talk and co-experience this thing together. And they understand, okay, what we had is completely over now. And here's the other thing, Leah. I'd recommend if you love where you live, you'll have great jobs, you're doing well, and you're establishing yourself, you can always, 6 months in, look at your husband and be like, dude, we got to get out of here. We got to go home. I got to go back to wherever my family lives. And y'all can always do that. It would be harder to move to your family and then 6 months in be like, yeah, we made a mistake. Forget you guys. We're out of here. So you can always move afterwards. But if you love where you live and it's better for you all financially, I think younger couples all across the country are having to make that call right now. We want to live in these established cities with our families where they've lived for 20 years, 30 years, 50 years. We can't afford it. So we're having to move to other places across the country, beautiful, wonderful, like newly established places. It's just the way of the world right now because things got real expensive, and especially in some of these major metropolitan areas. And so y'all do what's best for you guys financially. You do what's best for you guys with your community. And you, sister, get over I don't like to ask for help. You're about to bring a human into the world. You're going to need all the help you can get, my sister.